All right, we are live on the Coach Eli television network. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here on this late Saturday evening, early Sunday morning. How's everybody doing today? Hope you all had a wonderful day, and I hope this stream runs smoothly. I tweaked some settings on my laptop to try to prevent any of the issues I've been having lately with the live streaming server. So hopefully this runs smooth, and if not, we'll just kind of play it by ear, and we'll figure it out. But before we get to today's show, let me just make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. And let me just check out the back end of everything. The back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. The back end of Facebook seems to be rolling well. And the back end of D Live seems to be rolling well. Let me just check one other thing here real quick. Just want to check something here with my graphics card. It seems to be rolling well. Okay. So far, so good. All right. I've been away for the last 2.5, almost 3 days. Haven't put out any new content. I decided to take a little bit of a break, and that's because you have to take breaks and have a personal life to balance out your work and your personal life. While I really love and enjoy what I do out here on YouTube, Facebook, D Live, or wherever else my content is put at, you have to take breaks because, hey, I like to talk a lot. And when you talk a lot, you stress out your vocal cords, and you have to rest your vocal cords and your body. Plus, you're sitting down, and that affects your back and other parts of your body. And when you get to my age, I'm 47, I'm going to be 48 very, very soon on December 17th. You gotta take even better care of yourself than you already do. So I stepped away for a few days. I've also been sharing this story about a woman I've been talking with that I actually ended up meeting up with, and things actually went well. And we saw each other for a couple of days, and we talked on the phone earlier tonight. And I will say this. She was the primary inspiration for me doing this stream. She doesn't know I'm doing this stream, and she doesn't know that she's the primary inspiration, but I'm sure she'll find out. She is aware of my YouTube channel and has seen some of my videos, even the ones where I was talking about her without identifying her. She also knows about trolls and haters on the internet, so she also knows to not chat in my chat, at least with her real name, that is. And I'll tell you why it was so inspirational, because this woman is very real, and this woman has been through a lot in life. Again, I'm not going to mention her name, and I'm not going to get into extremely great detail, but I'm going to go into enough detail so you folks really understand why I was inspired to do this stream based on the type of person that she is. This woman has been through a lot. She grew up without her biological father. And I'm just going to share this because it really breaks my heart for people to go through this, whether you're a man or a woman. But a lot of women are going through this, and this is why people end up having struggles and difficulty in life, and it's not even their fault. But if they get the help, and if they talk with the right people, they can work through it. And that's why I say, whether you're a man or a woman, if something is bothering you that stems back to your childhood, or, you went through a bad relationship, an abusive relationship, you have got to talk about it, no matter how much you don't want to talk about it, because if you keep it bottled up inside, it's going to eat at you. And the next person that you date or other people that you're around after that happens, right? Whether you're at work or with friends, you're just not going to be yourself, and you're going to react and overreact to certain normal things that typically wouldn't get you to overreact just because you're holding something in. And part of what I do is part of what I do, which is what I'm trying to say, is I try to encourage people to not be afraid to express their feelings and what they've gone through, whether you're a man or a woman. Especially for you guys out there where you've been taught to, just bottle things up. Be strong. You're a man. Men don't get emotional. Men don't have feelings. Well, excuse me. We do have a heart just like women do. Without the heart, we wouldn't be able to live. The heart pumps the blood through our vessels that gives us life, right? So it is okay for men to express their feelings if they go through things, especially traumatic things, because if they don't, it's going to affect your life much worse than if you just suck it up thinking that that's going to make everything better. It's not. You're going to end up blowing up like a volcano at some point. Now, I'll share this real quick. This woman, her biological father and her biological mother, they got pregnant at a very young age, and her father, her biological father, threw her mother, I guess, down the stairs or something like that, and tried to basically take out her mother and her, while her mother was pregnant with her in her body. When I heard that story, it literally broke my heart. I spent last couple of days hanging out with this lady. We went out and had a good time, and we had a lot of time to talk, and we had some great emotionally bonding conversations. Hey, Adelaide, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you here. How have things been going for you, Adelaide? I haven't seen you in a while. Is the business going well? How's your mother doing? How's your brother Louis doing? It's really nice to see you here. By the way, if you're watching on Facebook or D Live, I'll be periodically checking the chat on Facebook and D Live as well. But I primarily focus on YouTube. If you folks want to come over to YouTube, just go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, or just search for Coach Eli, Elias Melas, from your YouTube app or your laptop or desktop. And, if you want more of this content, please subscribe, bang the bell, and select all notifications so you won't miss anything. But anyway, so the more and more I heard this woman's story, because I just started to realize, being around her, she's a good woman and she's very attractive. But she kept on talking about her work. She kept on mentioning how important her work is to her. And literally, she would spend about 75% of the time referring back to her work in some way, shape, or form. I started to realize that this woman is defining her life based on her work, because there's something else that's been unresolved that is bothering her deep within. And ma'am, if you're watching this, with no disrespect, yes, you have a great job, and I respect what you do for your work, right? But you can't mask the pain of other things that you've gone through in life by focusing on your work, the one thing that's making you happy, right? And she's really into me. I'm into her. Things are great, and we're going to continue seeing each other and see where it goes. We're going to take it slow and just see where it goes. Business bad, mom good, Louis good. Well, Adelaide, we could turn around your business. It's real simple to fix that. We can make some tweaks. We can also talk sometime after the weekend if you'd like, Adelaide. And we can help you get that back on track. But anyway, So the more and more we talked, the more and more I started to realize, after she had told me what her biological father did to her mother, and then her biological father, she never knew her biological father. She just heard the story. Her mother remarried another guy that she's been with for many, many, many decades, like 4 decades now, I believe, 35, 40 plus years or something. She's 46 years old, about a year and a half younger than me. And I'm sorry, folks, this is a little bit emotionally touching even to me. I do care. She told me that her father, her stepfather, she looks at him as her actual father. And I told her, I said, having a biological father is very, very important. I'm sure that had a toll in, how you're feeling nowadays and how it affects your emotions. But then I started to also more so realize, I asked her, how's your relationship with your mother? She goes, it's getting better, but it hasn't been all that great. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, bro? Great to see you here, man. How's the audio and video quality? I did some tweaks to hopefully not have any issues. So far, it looks like things are rolling smoothly. So let's hope it just stays that way. All right. Anyway, so all in all, I figured out that she was holding on to resentment towards her mother, because her mother didn't tell her all these things, I guess, right away. And I can understand why a mother wouldn't tell a daughter that at a young age. The mother doesn't want to scare the daughter or affect the daughter down the road. But quite frankly, not telling her is what's affected her and what will affect people, right? Lewis Fuller said it's good. So she told me that recently she's been starting to talk more and more with her mother. And it was interesting to me. She even told me that, she talks about her dating life with her mother, including her sex life with the people that she's dated. And I'm like, wow. I said, that's kind of weird. I mean, I thought it was kind of interesting, but hey, I know nowadays a lot of, mothers and daughters, they're like sisters almost, right? So, well, I thought it was kind of weird. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. She goes, well, I wouldn't talk about that with my father, but with my mother, it's different. Okay. Oh, you're ladies, and I get that. Okay. I understand that. But the more and more I talked with her and I kept mentioning her mother, she started to cry, and I gave her a big hug, and she squeezed me real tight, like holding on to me like, I'm a breath of fresh air in her life. And I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I really, really understood where she was coming from and what she's been through. And I felt really bad. I felt really bad. And some people may be thinking, okay, Eli, you're trying to fix this woman. No, I'm not. And she even said that as well. She goes, I'm not, I hope you don't feel like, you're trying to fix me or something. No, I'm not trying to fix you. I just care about people. I care about people in general. I made it clear to her, I'm not life coaching her. I don't life coach women I want to date. I support women I want to date emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, in the same ways that I would want them to support me, right? It's like a shoulder to cry on. And even though it's early on, we just recently met over the last week, you want to try to find out these things, folks, as soon as possible. If you can address emotional issues and stuff like that and past trauma, it's going to give you the best chance of making something work with someone. And just because somebody has emotional trauma and issues in the past. We all have issues from the past, right? It doesn't mean they're not a dateable person. It doesn't mean they're not a good person, right? It just means they haven't worked through something yet. And once they work through it, okay, it's going to allow them to be more of an amazing person than they already are. Lewis Fuller says, I'm doing great today. I stayed up all night last night to make sure my premiere went good, and it was amazing. I'm going to check it out today, Lewis. It was on 9/11, right? Speaking of which, it's still only 10:54 p.m. Pacific time. Still 9/11, September 11th, 2021, the 20th anniversary of 9/11, where 2 planes went through the World Trade Center and lots of people lost their life. My thoughts and prayers to everyone that lost someone special on this day 20 years ago. And Lewis says yes. But I'll check it out, Lewis. I got the notification. I just, I've been going out the last couple of days with this woman and, really wanting to get to know her. And it's just been very interesting. So I haven't had a chance to catch up on videos yet. And I came back earlier today and I took a nap. I was just really, really tired. So, a lot of people may be saying, Eli, you're trying to fix her. It's never going to work. Too many issues, too many red flags. Not necessarily true. No. Everybody has issues, folks. Everybody goes through things. Everybody's had traumatic experiences. It's just some people have learned to better work through them and have worked through them, and others haven't worked through them yet, but not because they don't want to work through them, because they haven't had the right support. They haven't had the right people to encourage that type of conversation so that person can open up and really share how they're feeling and let the emotion out, maybe cry a little bit like this woman did, last night. And I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was absolutely a beautiful thing. It showed me how real she was. And I'll be honest, typically in the past, before I learned how to understand these situations better, typically in the past, when I've come across women like this, in this situation, I would run for the hills. And ma'am, if you're watching this, I want you to know I'm not running for the hills. But in the past, I would run for the hills. But I've come to realize in my life that a lot of people that are in this position are really good people, and they just have things bottled in, and they just need some encouragement to let it out so they can feel better, right? So they can feel like they're heard and that they're wanted, right? Everybody, whether you're a man or a woman, wants to be heard, wants to be loved, wants to feel wanted. Even you guys out there, even guys nowadays, we all want to be wanted. Let me tell you something. I don't feel it makes me less of a man to feel wanted by a woman. I'm not going to go out there and talk about it as much as women do, because, women are going to respond to things emotionally all day, every day. And while men do have emotions, and we can respond emotionally at times, we don't do it all the time. I'm not going to go out there and behave in the way a woman does regarding this, but I do feel it, right? Lewis says, my premiere in 9/11, our hearts are broken, but we Americans are strong. Thanks for sharing it, Lewis. I appreciate that, brother. I'll share it on my community tab later today or tomorrow, bro. And then maybe you can come on one of my live streams. We can talk about this. And now I know you've been working to grow your channel. If you wanna do some live stream panels together, Lewis, let's get back to doing that stuff, man. I really want to get back to doing these things, Lewis. Seriously, bro. Again, thank you for sharing, Lewis. I greatly appreciate you, bro. Happy Patriots Day, U.S. Yes, thank you, Lewis. Thank you. So it's not a bad thing to support someone, to hear someone, even when you first meet them, right? But you have to see, hey, are they really trying to make a change? I when I met this woman, I could tell all she wanted to do was escape, you know, all of the heartaches she's been through in the past. And she's been through a lot. And the reason why she's been through a lot is because, the lack of support, the lack of emotional support, I feel that she wasn't getting from her father and mother. I'm not saying that her parents, her biological mother and, her stepfather, that her mother remarried. I'm not saying that they didn't care. They did. But they did not help her resolve the issue with her father, her biological father. And she's been carrying this throughout her life for over 40 years. And ma'am, I have to honestly say, I commend you for being that strong and being through what you've been through. And I'm not going to share anything more than that, at least at this point. I'm going to speak with her first before I share any more. But this woman, had a lot of great things that she worked hard to accomplish. Some of those things she ended up losing because of all this. And quite frankly, it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault. I've always been the kind of guy that I when I really like a woman, when I really care about a woman, there's a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual attraction. I know we're all going through things. And I'm very supportive. To the point of where sometimes I do feel like I am the fixer, but quite honestly, it's not that I'm trying to fix these women in a derogatory way. When I care about someone, I just want to help them get to where they want to get so they can be happy, and in turn, we can all be happy. It's because I love helping people in general when I'm dating a woman that I care for and I feel a good connection with, right? And possibly love with, right? I'm the kind of person that just wants to do whatever I can to help them work through it. Like my previous, 2 or 3 girlfriends in my 40s, I was the fixer. The veterinarian I dated in my early 40s, she was going through a divorce. She was legally separated. I connected her with an attorney friend of mine and got her a good deal on attorney services and supported her throughout this whole thing. And then about a year later, she ended up cheating on me with another guy, and then now she's married to that guy, and that's that. Now, don't get me wrong. I did make some mistakes unknowingly. I did let myself go. Like I mentioned in the past, a few times in my life, I put on 20 or 30 pounds, which happened, towards the end of that relationship. I gained 20 or 30 pounds, and she lost attraction for me. And while it sounds superficial, I can't blame her for it, right? But because I was more focused on helping her than focused on my purpose, and I gained weight, I stopped taking care of myself, she got what she wanted, she was fixed, and then she went out with some other guy. Lived happily ever after, right? And then my next girlfriend after that, people know her as Dana, she had just finalized her divorce, and give me a second, please. She had just finalized her divorce a little less than a year before her and I started dating. And while she was married, she was running her in-home daycare, which was making her very good money. But after her divorce, they had to sell the house, and she had to move into an apartment and take care of her 2 girls because her husband wasn't really that present in their lives. He just didn't know how to be a good father. He wasn't a bad guy, but he just was kind of like one of those antisocial type of guys, right? And the way I helped her was I encouraged her to start her business again and try to rent a house where to the point of where she could run her business. And she never thought she would qualify to be able to rent a house. She lives in one of the most expensive areas, not only in the country, which is the Bay Area where we both live, but she lives in the North Bay, which is even more expensive than where I live on the peninsula. And I encouraged her. I said, you know what? I'll create a website for you. I'll go looking for homes with you, and you have good credit, and you have some savings, and maybe you'll get lucky and find somebody that will help you. Will just give you a chance. And if you need to have your parents co-sign, I'm sure your parents will do it. She had a great relationship with her parents. Well, guess what? She found somebody willing to rent to her. She ended up starting her business, tripled her income, got herself back on track, and it made me feel good helping. Now, we didn't break up because of that, okay? Now, the reason why we broke up, I mentioned it in the past, is because, I had brought her on my former YouTube channel, and we were getting trolled, and I didn't know how to handle social media as well back then, especially YouTube. I didn't know how to handle myself and protect myself and other people I care for at that point as well as I do now. I only mention that because, I think it's a natural thing for a good man to want to help and support his woman. I enjoy doing it. I just enjoy helping people in general. And when I'm with a good woman that I care for, I'm attracted to, and I love being with, right? I want to give her the shirt off my back. I want to support her in any way possible. Hey, EMK, how you doing, bro? How you been? Long time no see. Great to see you here. And then after that, the woman I was dating after that I used to call my activity partner, I mentioned weeks ago that, yes, the activity partner was actually a woman that I was dating. I helped encourage her to go back to get a master's degree because she's a teacher, and that way she could double her income because she was struggling to survive financially, here in the Bay Area. And I supported her through that. We talked about it, things were great. Then all of a sudden, after a year of being together, I shared the story recently as well. She just walked out of my place and never called me or texted me after that. I'd never did anything wrong. I think that an ex came back into the picture, and after everything I did for her and how well things were going between us, she just couldn't come out and say the truth because she didn't want to hurt me, right? I only mention these three stories, folks, because I just love helping people. And I know people, especially a man helping a woman out nowadays in this modern dating world that we all live in, this modern world of women being liberated and, being independent, right? I know it's very easy for women to take advantage of that, but I don't want to live my life worrying about, every little nice thing I do for a woman, she's going to take advantage of. I can't live my life, and you folks shouldn't live your life worrying about women taking advantage of you because you do something nice for them. You see, folks, I always say give to give, not give to get, right? When you give to give, not give to get, right? It doesn't matter if you get nothing in return. And quite frankly, when you give to give, it's going to come out more natural and authentic and real. And there's a better chance of getting reciprocation when you do it that way. And that's why, like with this woman right now, I told her last night, I said, you know what, your story is very touching to me. It breaks my heart to hear your story. I'm a strong guy saying that because I care, right? I said, you know what, I'm going to help And I'm not going to charge you anything. Number one, because we're getting to know each other. But number two, I just think you're a good person. And I told her this. I said, look, even if you didn't want to see me ever again after tonight, romantically or anything like that, I would still help. That's the kind of person I am. And I'd still help you free of charge. That's the kind of person I am. I wholeheartedly mean that. Now, she did call me earlier. She texted me earlier, and we talked on the phone before I went live on the air tonight. And it's all good. But the truth of the matter is even if she stopped talking with me and never wanted to see me again, in that aspect, I would still help her because I care about people in general. And I care about people having a fair shot at life. Many good people, really good people, go through things and pay the price for things that aren't their fault. Just because they were dealt a bad hand in life that was completely out of their control. It wasn't in her control for her biological father to be a deadbeat boyfriend or whatever, where he got her mother pregnant at a young age, and then he tried to throw her mother, or he did throw her mother down the stairs while her mother was pregnant with her. But fortunately, her mother survived. She survived. But do you not think that hasn't had any effect on this woman? This woman has been through so much, and for the level of things that she's been through, I see her fighting. I see her fighting. And as much as most guys, and with no disrespect, man, I'm not going anywhere. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying this. As much as most guys would see a woman like her, she's hot, she's beautiful, right? She's fun and all that, right? But they see all that trauma she's been through and everything she's going through, and they would say, I'm not going to deal with this. With me, when I saw how much this woman has been trying to just live a normal, healthy life, biggest turn on in the world. For everything that she's been through, to still keep pushing forward and not giving up. Wow. God bless you, man. God bless you. Wow. Folks, we're going to be here a little while tonight. We may even be on for 2.5 to 3 hours. I have a lot of material to talk about, and at least for right now, it looks like the streaming server and my settings seem to be rolling well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an early break. And then I'm going to come back, and I have a total of 5 Reddit postings to go over tonight. To some extent, they all pertain to the topic, but the ones that really pertain close to the topic are going to be in the third segment. So when I get back from the break, I'm going to go over 3 Reddit postings. They're not all too terribly long. First one is from the subreddit Relationship Advice, and it's titled Relationship Issue. And it's a story about a guy's girlfriend, how she has texted 2 of her exes happy birthday while dating him. So that's going to be the first one. It's pretty interesting. Second one's going to be from the subreddit Dating. And it's titled, Guys, you are allowed to be sad or frustrated or insecure. You're allowed to feel negative feelings. You're not repulsive for doing so. I had to throw that in there because, like I was mentioning at the beginning of the show, it's okay for men to share their feelings. It's okay for guys to go through things, right? We shouldn't shame men for having emotional moments. Now, guys, if you're emotional all day, every day, even when you're normal, then you're coming off more like a woman. That's unattractive. But normal, strong alpha men or alpha males like myself, we go through things too. We're allowed to have emotional moments. If not, it's going to build up and we're going to blow. So I thought this was a great posting to go through. So I'll go through that as well. And then before I take my second break, we're going to keep it on the subreddit dating. And the other, the topic of this other posting from the subreddit dating states, men's advice. Women are either attracted to you or they aren't. Absolutely. Attraction is a choice. Sorry. It's not a choice. My apologies. I screwed that up. Attraction is a must and not a choice. The concept of leagues is nothing more than a self-limiting mindset that leads to failure. Right. Attraction is a must and not a choice. A woman will know literally within 3 seconds or less once she sees you if there's a chance or not. And that's the defining moment. And if a woman is into you, let me tell you, the door's open, wide open. They just do. It's kind of like what happened with myself and this woman recently. So I'm going to go over those 3 Reddit postings right when I get back from the break. And then after that, we're going to be going to the subreddit advice and getting into the topic more so. Somebody posted, how do I stop taking people for granted? 26-year-old female wrote this. And there are only 3 comments there, but there's one that's really good in response to it. And this woman wrote something interesting. I'll share my feedback on that. And then before we wrap it up, we're going to go back to the subreddit dating. And this posting is... The title of this posting is, dating is so fucking complicated. Stop taking people for granted. Let them know what you really want. Right. That's the key right there. Dating is so effing complicated. Stop taking people for granted. Let them know what you really want. All right. All right, folks, we are at 37 minutes, and things seem to be rolling smoothly tonight. That's really good. I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And let's wait for a quick break. And we're all set. Music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for about an 8 to 10 minute break, and we'll get right to it when we return. So stick around. Round. We'll be right smooth this video is at 1080p, 60 frames per second, smooth. Yeah, gotta feel it, right? Gotta feel it. Slow it down a bit, slow it down. Oh yeah. All right. Lower the music and get right back down to business. Yes. That's an itch for good luck. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you want to get more than just these in-studio live stream simulcasts, you're going to have to come on over to YouTube and subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. Again, youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, or just go into your YouTube app while you're logged into your Google account. Or from your laptop or desktop, type in Coach Eli, find the channel with over 4,000 subscribers. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss anything, including mobile live streams exclusively to YouTube, which I'll be doing one tomorrow from my walk. I'm going to do a walk from a surprise location. And then more than likely tomorrow night, I'll be doing another in-studio live stream. I also do pre-recorded videos at very high quality, 4K, 60 frames per second. I did do one of those about a week and a half ago. It was titled Digital versus Reality. If you want to see a very high quality 4K video at 60 frames per second with great audio and video and great content as well, go back and check that out on my YouTube channel. I'm also a monetized channel on YouTube, so I have a memberships package with exclusive members-only content for as little as $4.99 per month or as much as $99.99 per month. You can get members-only content, and each one of my 5 membership packages gets you the exact same thing. It's just up to you how much you want to donate to sponsor the channel every month for that additional content. I have 21 members-only videos, and I also have 2 live stream replays as members only. And in the future, as the memberships grow here on my channel, I'll be doing more exclusive members-only stuff. So consider that if you enjoy the content and you get great value from my message. All right, tonight, first of all, I'm happy that everything is rolling smoothly. And the tweaks I did to my laptop earlier are paying dividends. Either that or somebody's with me, right? But tonight, or this early morning, well, it's only 11:30 p.m. on the West Coast where I'm at, but it's morning everywhere else after midnight. We've been discussing when you stop taking things for granted, everything falls into place. I forgot to read the topic at the beginning of the show. I believe I forgot to read the topic, but the topic is when you stop taking things for granted, everything falls into place. Folks, first of all, I want to say hello to, you ma'am out there. You send me a message saying you're watching live. She's watching live, everyone. Ma'am, are you stalking me? I'm just kidding, man. That's a joke. You can take a joke, right? I guess it's kind of okay for women to stalk a man that they like. We'll let you get away with that, but we're not allowed to stalk you, and I don't do that anyway. I just want someone to be with me for the right reasons, obviously. If I have to stalk somebody, it's just not worth it, but I'm not a stalker anyway. But welcome to the show, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the content, and thank you for your text messages, and I really meant everything that I said. And I'll say this again, just like I've said in the past. If I can just even help one person, even for free, it makes it worth it to me. That's what makes me feel really good, is helping people better themselves so that way they can accomplish whatever it is that their heart desires. So, um, when it comes to taking things for granted, I'll say this. EMK, I forgot to acknowledge your last chat comment. You said, all is good here. How have you been? I've been doing fine, man. Just been, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, spending some time with family, still running the business. I've been putting out more content than ever. That's why I had to take a couple, days off. But, also, I've been out in the dating world. I've been trying to find a good woman. And, I met a good woman recently over the last week. And things seem to be going good. And, just kind of focused on that. Taking it one day at a time, man. One day at a time. And that's all you can do, man. Make the most out of each and every day, right? But I'll say this very briefly before I get to the first three Reddit postings here. Folks, I'm not going to lie. I've always been a good guy, but there have been times where I've taken people for granted. I've taken my father, who passed away 12 years ago. I took him for granted when I was younger. Fortunately, I got to apologize to him and come clean to him before he passed away, 6 months before he passed away. I've taken my mother for granted, my brother for granted. I've taken ex-girlfriends for granted, not in a bad way, but the way that I feel I've taken ex-girlfriends for granted is I just thought, at times, and I hate to even admit this, folks, but we're all human, right? I thought that they were never going to leave me because, I was a good guy and a decent-looking guy, and I, was thinking in my head, maybe I was just better looking than most guys they could get, right? And I just wanted to come out and mention that because we all go through, and even myself as a coach goes through that, right? It just sounds really, really bad, right? But I'll tell you, letting it out and sharing it with you folks, that's what makes me feel better about myself. I make mistakes. I'm human and I make mistakes, right? And you learn from that. You learn from your past mistakes, especially when you take people for granted, right? You learn from that and then you don't do it again in the future. And I vowed to myself to do whatever I can to never take any human being, male or female, for whatever reason, never take anyone for granted again. And a lot of times it's done subconsciously. You don't even realize it, right? What happens when you take people for granted? Okay? It never works out, right? When you least expect it, the people you take for granted will pull away from you, right? When you stop taking things for granted, everything falls into place because then it's all natural and genuine and real. Well, this lady just messaged me and said, not stalking, just love your voice. That's great. I broadcast in the highest quality, 1080p, 60 frames per second with high quality audio. If you've watched other videos, I'm not trying to show up, if you watch other videos or streams on YouTube or social media or any other video social media platform, I'm sure you've seen quality not as great. I take pride in not only putting out a good message, ma'am, but also having the highest quality audio and video. But glad you like my voice. All right, we have a lot to go over. So let me get right to this. Let's switch on over to the browser source and get to the first of 5 Reddit postings. We're going to go over 3 before I take another break and then come back and do the last 2. Ma'am, can you see me? I'm on the bottom right now, right? I'm a little mini me, right? Because I want to show what I'm reading here, right? And get my commentary on. All right, this is from the subreddit Dating, and it's titled by the original poster, Dating is so fucking complicated. Stop taking people for granted. Well, that's the wrong one. I wanted to save that till the end. Sorry. I forgot to switch over after I was reading this before I went on break. This is from the subreddit Relationships Advice, and it's titled Relationship Issue. Let's read this. My girlfriend has texted 2 of her exes happy birthday. I looked through her phone and found that out. I regret looking. You stalking, huh, brother? To a certain extent, I don't blame you, but you shouldn't have to do that. While it may not seem like a huge deal, we had both agreed that reaching out to our exes or anyone we've had a sexual relationship with wasn't okay. It's actually not okay. There's no reason for her to be reaching out to her exes. What your girlfriend is doing, dude, is she's keeping these guys on backup status because in case it doesn't work out with you, she wants to be able to go from you to one of them. Maybe these guys broke it off with her, or maybe she broke it off with them, and these guys worked on themselves and they bettered themselves, right? They started making more money. They started dressing better, smelling better. They grew up. They matured, right? For some reason, she feels the need to keep in touch with them. And there's no need to keep in touch with an ex. I don't keep in touch with my exes. I don't hate any of my exes. And I wish them the best. And I'm happy for whoever they're currently with. But if I'm happy with a woman, she's going to take up so much of my time. And I have limited free time anyway. But with the limited time I already have, or I only have left to spend with a current girlfriend, I wouldn't even have time to reach out to an ex, right? We both agreed it was kind of disrespectful to each other. Oh, kinda. Dude, it's very disrespectful. Dude, I would sit there and I would talk with her about it. I would man up. It might be a shit test. You never know. I would man up and say, look, babe, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but how would you feel if I reached out to my exes and wished them happy birthday, right? Are you not happy with me? Is there something lacking? Like right here, this right here, if I was dealing with this would be the beginning of the end of this relationship. I would have a talk with her and say, look, if you want to continue doing this, I don't want to be a part of it. It's not cool. And she may come back and say, well, what are you being jealous? Are you needy? No, I'm not jealous or needy. It's just not right. It's just not right. Well, what if I'm friends with my exes? Well, come on now. That's a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of crap. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a good thing to be friends with your exes. Don't be mean to them. Don't hate them, right? If you run into them at a supermarket or so, you can say hi, but that's it. This right here is her going out of her way, wishing them happy birthday, remembering their birthday, for Christ's sake, right? When I'm with somebody like any past ex, I forget about their birthday. And even if I remember their birthday, I don't feel the need to wish them happy birthday. There's no point to doing it. It's just not right. So again, we both agreed it was kind of disrespectful to each other. So to find that she was doing that kind of made me upset. I don't blame you, brother. But now I am not sure if I should tell her about it or not. Dude, you got to talk with her about it. You got to talk with her about it. Because it's going to drive you crazy. You're going to keep it bottled in. And it's going to affect, right? And maybe you'll find out her true colors about how she feels about you, bro. Maybe she's with you because you spend a lot of money on her. You take her to dinners. Maybe she's with you temporarily until she finds what she really wants, dude. But any woman that was really into you wouldn't even have the time or care to reach out to an ex. Give me a second here. I need to clear my throat. Those damn allergies. Those damn allergies, right? All right. Let's see. Only 4 comments, so this is going to be a quick one. You should bring it up. Yeah, you should. The next comment says, you snooped. Probably should break up if happy birthday greetings are this much of an issue. Well, why would it not be an issue just in general? You make it sound the person that commented makes it sound like nothing wrong with my current girlfriend wishing two of her exes happy birthday, right? Oh, I only did it because, babe, because I'm a nice lady and I just, I like to keep, good relationships with anyone I've met. Not when it comes to dating. That's a bunch of crap. I mean, this dude should talk with her, and if she reacts adversely and doesn't apologize and doesn't change it, I would immediately break up with her and turn and walk away and never look back. Don't call her, don't text her, don't email her. Just walk away. Let her think about what she did, right? With women, you cannot tell women what to do, right? You shouldn't tell anyone what to do, but when it comes to women, the strongest negotiating position when it comes to a woman is walking away and meaning it. Women do not like it as a man, when you walk away from a woman, that's your power play right there. And it shouldn't even have to get to that point, right? When you walk away, she's like, huh? Never had a guy walk away from me. I'm hot. I got this to bring to the table. I know I'm great. And this dude walked away from me? Yeah, man, because honestly, you're no better than me. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. What do you think? You're hot shit? Like I don't deal with people like that. But most guys would be like you, dude. How should I handle this, right? Should I tell her about it or not? Dude, be a man and talk with her about it. You're questioning it because if you talk about it with her, she's probably going to dump you or get mad at you and dump you, right? Well, dude, why would you want to be with a woman that's really not into you, bro? That's an insecurity, bro, and that's what's probably turning her off, too. Here are numerous articles on this subject, and an ex-lover can never be just a friend. Amen. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that one right there. Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with that wholeheartedly. An ex-lover cannot be just a friend. Too much physical and emotional intimacy has been shared. Right. It is folly to keep them around in any way, shape, or form. Even if children are involved, it must be only about the children forevermore. Right. If children are involved with an ex-husband or something like that, or an ex-boyfriend, no problem. I have no problem with that. Right. But if they're just reaching out to say happy birthday just because they want to be a nice person, that's a bunch of crap. An ex is number one in the category of who they cheated with. Okay. If you folks want to go to the subreddit relationship underscore advice and check out those links, you can. And then the last comment is, why would you be hesitant to bring it up? Right. Well, he's hesitant because he's insecure. He feels like he's going to lose her. He feels like he's going to upset her. Well, why would you want to be with a woman that's not really into you in the first place, dude? Maybe you get a little sex and she's hot and you enjoy that, right? Maybe you feel like you can't get anyone else or it's hard to find any woman that wants to date you. Dude, you got to put yourself out there and talk to lots of women until you find the one. You're the man, dude. You're the man, right? Right now, dude, you're acting like a woman and she's acting like the man. The polarity's split, right? Your insecurities, bro, are what's driving this woman away. You're an insecure dude. You're probably young, and hopefully you'll figure it out. But yes, dude, it's an insecurity. That's why he's hesitant to bring it up. Because you looked at her phone. Phone privacy is for idiots. Privacy is what a couple has from everybody else, not between each other. I'm going to give you a big, huge round of applause for that. Yes! I could not have said that better myself. I could not have said that better myself. I'm going to read that again. Why would you be hesitant to bring it up? Because you looked at her phone. Phone privacy is for idiots. Privacy is what a couple has from everybody else, not between each other. Right. So you look at her phone to catch her cheating on you practically, right? And then instead of admitting she made a mistake and apologizing, she's going to say, you're invading my privacy. You don't trust me? No. No, you're talking to your exes, wishing them happy birthday. If you are going to keep anything from anyone that you're with, that's the biggest demise to your relationship. I've learned that one the hard way. In the past, I kept a few things from, my exes. They were minor things. They weren't really that big of a deal, right? And when my exes found out, it really wasn't a big of a deal. It wasn't a big deal. The actual thing wasn't that big of a deal. What the big deal was to her was the fact that I kept it from her. Remember, women are emotional beings, and trust is everything, right? Trust and respect and all that, right? The moment you betray a woman's trust, that is the beginning of the end. It's very hard to recover from, if at all. So, dude, talk with her about it. All right. Let's go to the next subreddit, dating. And the topic posed is, guys, you are allowed to be sad or frustrated or insecure. You're allowed to feel negative feelings. You're not repulsive for doing so. I wouldn't say feel insecure. And listen, every man, no matter how secure they are, is going to have moments of insecurities, moments of weakness, moments of emotion, right? But it's how quickly you work through it to get past it, right? Okay? If you're dating someone and you have an emotional moment or a moment of weakness or something, your woman is not going to dump you for that. She's going to actually probably feel closer to you because you're expressing yourself emotionally. But if you continue to stay in that emotional state and you don't snap out of it within the hour or two and then continue, moving forward with the date, or if you're on a weekend getaway or something, continue having a good time. If you stay in that negative state the entire time, eventually it is going to take a toll. And it's going to affect your relationship. Your woman's going to lose respect for you for being insecure. Give me 1 second here, please. Okay. So, let's get right to this. I see a lot of people on this sub immediately bite a guy's head off when he shows any sign of insecurity, anything akin to sadness, or literally any negative emotion he's told he needs to cut that out because it's repulsive. When a woman shows something that's less than positive, they reassure her and coddle her. Well, women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Then they reason with logic afterwards. Right? So to a certain extent, that's your job as a man, is to kind of coddle your woman, but not coddle her to the point of where she's taking advantage of you. If she's going through something, you should be supportive of her, because you're going to go through things and you're going to want her support as a man, whether you admit it or not. Both men and women go through emotional things, right? And if you support her during her times of maybe a little excessive emotion or more emotion than usual, if you support her and help her work through that, when you go through something, she's going to be more prone to support you in return. Now, I'm not saying men need to be coddled, but we don't really need to be coddled, but we do need some support. Come on. It works both ways. But I think all the guys here should know that your insecurities don't make you repulsive and undeserving to be in a relationship. That's well said. Women are insecure and get into relationships all the time. Well, I wouldn't say they're insecure all the time, but they're more prone to be naturally insecure because they're emotional beings, right? That's just the way women are. That's perfectly normal for women. So I get what you're saying. Men are too. He's saying men are insecure too, but they don't show it because insecurity in men is disgusting. It's not disgusting. If it's excessive, it's repulsive because you're coming off as weak. Okay. And again, men are going to have moments of insecurities. They're going to have moments of weakness. They're going to have moments of emotion, right? But if you're dating a woman and you're feeling that way, you need to talk with her about it. Babe, I want to talk with you about something. I'm not feeling that good, right? I'll share this again very briefly with my ex, Dana, a couple of relationships ago. Something happened. I can't remember what it was. And we were sitting in my car. I was about to go back home on a Sunday night. I would go spend the weekend with her. She lived an hour away from me, an hour north. And we're sitting in my car, and I felt like very emotional. And she's like, "What's wrong?" I just feel horrible. I don't feel like a man. I feel like I'm losing my shit, And she's like, "Tell me what's going on so I can be here for you." And I lost it when she was open to that. I started crying a little bit. And I hadn't cried in front of her. We'd been together for like 6 months at that point. And she came over and gave me a hug, and she said, "You know what? It's these times and these moments that make me feel closest to you." And that just instantly made me feel so much better. It made me feel like, hey, yeah, you know what? I may be a man. I need to be strong most of the time, and I am strong most of the time, but I'm going to have my moments, and my woman understands that and respects it and appreciates it. I told her, I said, "You know what? If you don't mind, I don't feel like going home tonight. You mind if I stay the night? And, I'll work from your place. I have my laptop here. I'll work from your place, and I'll go back home in the afternoon tomorrow." She said, "I thought you'd never ask. Come on up." And it was an amazing night. So you have to understand that's perfectly healthy, perfectly normal. If I were to bottle that up and not open up to her in that situation where she could clearly see there was something wrong, then that would repel her, right? It's not about being emotional and being, in this state for a man all the time. It's about having those moments and being open and aware and available emotionally to talk about it with your partner and work through it and then move past it. We had a conversation about it for an hour, and then I went upstairs with her, to stay the night in her bed, and it was amazing and brought us closer together. You're allowed to feel sad or frustrated with dating. No kidding. No kidding. All right. 42 comments. We're not going to read all of them, obviously. I'm going to go through the first 5 or 10. However able we may be, it is our duty as men to bury them deep down and never let them out and pray it doesn't kill us before at least 50 years old. That's a shitty way to look at it, bro. I disagree with you. I think you're trying to be funny. Based on what? There's that generation gap. Must be a Gen Z thing. Well, the Gen Zers and the millennials completely changed the way that we date nowadays with these dating apps and digital world and the hookup culture and all of that. And these millennials, I'll tell you what, the millennials are the most closed off generation I've ever seen. Both millennial men and women, from what I've seen, are extremely closed off emotionally, more so than men. Why? Because these women have been empowered. They're independent. They're not dependent on a man for survival. And these millennial women are flexing their muscles, right? And these millennial men have no clue how to handle that because nobody focuses on teaching them how to handle it, right? Do you think that, these women are going to be attracted to weak men that put them on a pedestal? Or if you just are a normal man that's emotionally open and aware and available and you're a strong guy, but you also are sensitive as well too, don't you think that's gonna make a difference there? It is a generation gap. It is a generation gap completely. I hate that this is so the truth. Yep. I firmly believe the theory that men are valued based on utility alone, not only in romantic relationships, but friendships, family relations, career interactions, the works. Well, you have to have your shit together. You have to make enough money to take care of yourself. Why would a woman want to be with a man that doesn't take care of himself, even financially? Now, if a woman is just with you for the money and is not really attracted to you, that's a different story, right? But most decent women that like you for who you are still want you to take care of yourself financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, right? So not only romantic relationships, but friendships, family relations, career interactions, the works. Men are only worth what they can provide to those around them. Money, sex, labor, emotional support, whatever. This is what the jaded guys say. When you think like this, and there may be a little bit of truth to what he's saying, but just putting it out there in this way is a projection, in my opinion. This is a very unhappy man that instead of working on himself, bettering himself, maybe losing some weight, getting some better clothes, and just maybe getting a promotion at work or finding a job that pays him more, makes him happier. Maybe if he focused on that, he would come off more attractive to women, right? So when we show that we are struggling, it immediately calls into question our usefulness. After all, how can someone produce and provide when they're emotionally compromised? How are men emotionally compromised? Dude, you're projecting here. Maybe you went through a breakup recently or you've had something traumatic happen to you. You have an unresolved issue somewhere, dude. Men suddenly become a drain and not a supply. This is a very, very negative post here. Dude, any woman that would be reading this would be repelled by you. That's why you don't use your real name out there, bro. This is horrible. So yes, we are technically allowed to be depressed or insecure. Are we not human just because we're men? We don't have a heart, a soul. We don't have feelings, wants, needs, right? It's okay for us to express similar things that women express. It's just that we don't express it all the time like women do because they're emotional beings, right? It is okay for men at times to have these moments without fearing being perceived as weak. So yes, we are technically allowed to be depressed or insecure, but only so long as it does not hinder our ability to be a source of supply for those around us, so long as we man up and keep giving rather than taking. It's a two-way street, bro. You should give to give, not give to get. But if you keep giving to give and you're with a woman, right, and you keep just being a giver and you're not getting a reciprocation by some point, then you have to figure out she's not the right one. She's not really into you and she's using you for something else. So long as we man up and guard our feelings and hold things in, right? We are men. We are not allowed to feel anything. How pathetic, man. I say this without a shred of bitterness or blame. Dude, you come off completely bitter. Oh my God, man. Woo, Jesus, man. I say this without a shred of bitterness or blame. This isn't anyone's fault, and there are, of course, exemptions. Okay, I'd like to hear that. If anything, it's been this way since our hunter-gatherer days, and it is every bit as big a problem as demands that women should be restricted to being homemakers. It is what it is, but what it is still kind of sucks. Dude, you're stuck in the 50s and beyond and before that. This is the problem, dude. You're stuck in the past. I don't know how old you are, dude. Maybe you're in your 40s and 50s. Maybe you went through a divorce. There's something that is making you bitter, bro. Dude, you know what? Thinking like this and coming out here and projecting this, dude, is not going to help you, bro. You haven't owned up to one thing. All you're doing is projecting. Only women, children, and dogs goes the saying. No, I agree 100%. Okay, that didn't make much sense, but oh well. This is very true. People treat insecurity like a sin and will insinuate you deserve to be single if you're insecure. Remember, moments of insecurities for men is not a problem as long as you work through it and work through it quickly, right? And talk about it with your girlfriend, talk about it with your family, talk about it with your friends. And if people don't want to talk about you or talk about this with you, if your friends don't want to talk about this with you, then maybe they're not a real friend. You should hang around and surround yourself with people that are truly going to accept you for you and understand that even as a man, you're going to have moments. And you don't deserve to be shamed for it just because you're a man. Let me see here. Moreover, keeping these narratives going will make the insecure feel insecure about their insecurity. Dude, this is ridiculous. We have enough negative feedback loops in dating. True. Moreover, keeping these narratives going will make the insecure feel insecure about their insecurity. Oh my God. Oh my God. How dare those men to feel the whole range of human emotions? This is a woman just saying it's okay for a man to be emotional at times. At times. Yeah, but for real, I really don't understand why some people here judge a person just based on a pretty low and frustrating moment. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that! This is a woman that gets it. This is a woman that I respect. You got my respect, ma'am. You are a woman, I assume. You have a pink avatar. Well, it doesn't mean anything nowadays, but anyway, I'm not going to. Never mind. Yeah, how dare those men to feel the whole range of human emotions? We're not supposed to feel anything? We're not supposed to really care for and love the woman we're with? That's an emotional feeling. If we don't care for and love the woman we're with, then why is she with us, right? Yeah, but for real, I really don't understand why some people here judge a person just based on a pretty low and frustrating moment. Men, you're going to have moments of weakness, moments of insecurities, moments of emotion. You address it at that time. If you're dating with someone, say, babe, I want to talk with you about something. I've been feeling this way lately. And, I'm not trying to come off as weak or needy or insecure or anything, babe, but you know what? I just want to get something off my chest because I don't want this to affect us. I care about you that much. She's going to respect you for having the balls to talk about something like that with her, where most other men don't have the balls to talk about it. Let me read a couple more here, then I'm going to get to the last one during this segment. I literally bought more Reddit coins just to award this. This resonates with me so much. I often hear people say men have feelings too. We do. But it feels as though they say it because they have to, not because they genuinely mean it. Well, I genuinely mean it, and I have feelings. Nothing wrong with a man having feelings. How can you be with a woman? Doesn't a woman want to know you have feelings for her? Now, don't overdo it, right? But you're going to have those moments where you're going to be snuggled up in bed and you're going to want to, express yourself that way. Nothing wrong with it. I love bonding with a woman in that way. This doesn't apply to everybody, but I hear and see it more often than I'd care to. It should apply to everyone. Men have feelings too. We have feelings. In practice, though, only attractive men can get away with having negative feelings. For a normal or ugly guy, you need to be positive at all times. what do looks have to do with it? Number one, if a woman's not attracted to you physically, at least a little bit, at least to a certain extent, you're never going to get a chance with her in the first place. And the same thing on the flip side. You want to be attracted to her physically as well too, right? This has nothing to do with looks. And it's not even a negative feel. Having feelings, having emotions, going through things is not necessarily a negative feeling. It's a moment that you're going through. And all you want to know as a man is that somebody cares about how you feel. Right? But nowadays, because of the social stigma and women being liberated and all that, some women look at it as a weakness. It is not a weakness. The women that see that as a weakness are not the right woman for you. Now, again, if you're a man and you're behaving this way all day, every day, you're in essence behaving like a woman. But if you have moments of these things, that's normal. And any decent, normal woman's going to respect you more because she's going to know you're human, for Christ's sake, right? All right, let me check the chat here real quick. Let me see here. Give me a second here. I'm just checking out something real fast. My apologies, folks. All right. Nothing happening on Facebook. Nothing happening on nothing happening on D Live either. Okay. Let's get back to the final Reddit posting here. From the subreddit dating, men's advice. Well, the final one for this segment. I have two more when I get back from break. Men's advice. Women are either attracted to you or they aren't. The concept of leagues is nothing more than a self-limiting mindset that leads to failure. When a guy who isn't traditionally good looking is seen with a beautiful woman, the initial thought is that she is out of his league, which is a ludicrous statement when you think about it. It absolutely is. Women are attracted to different things. Some women are even sapiosexual like myself, where they value intelligence and emotional awareness and emotional stability and mental attraction higher than physical. Of course, there still has to be somewhat of a physical attraction, but she doesn't value physical attraction above all. It's just a part of it, right? If someone is with another person, they are obviously in their league because they have made the choice to be with them. That's a pretty obvious statement. There isn't a glass ceiling when it comes to attraction, where women are only reserved for guys with certain good looks, money, or status. One should never interact with a beautiful woman with the belief that he is lucky to be dating her, having sex with her, or even being in her presence. Deep within, that's how you should feel as a guy. To be quite honest with you, I'm going to be honest and genuine with you here. When I'm with a woman that makes me feel so good, and I make her feel so good, I think we're lucky to be with each other. It's not devaluing me and not putting her on a pedestal either. Okay? It's saying we just mesh, we work. We are lucky to have each other. It's so hard to find true love and happiness nowadays, right? You see, I can speak about this in a very secure way. I'm secure within myself. That's why I can speak about it this way. You have to view yourself as someone she is equally lucky to be around. I just said that. Amen. Whether it is your intelligence, skill, charm, unique insight, your drive, your humor, etc. You have to always focus on what makes you a prize. Amen. This is good. She may be beautiful. Oh, yeah, she is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of thinking about some things right now I shouldn't be thinking about, but that's okay. But ask yourself, what else can she offer as a person as well? You will always have something you can offer to enhance someone, but you have to believe it authentically and project it in how you act. Dude, I have nothing to add to this. Dude, this is written so well that I can't even add anything to it. I'm adding to it by saying I can't add to it. No matter what you do, there will always be a significant number of women, I think you left out the word who aren't attracted to you. That's true. This woman really thinks I'm an attractive guy. Other women haven't been attracted to me. Attraction is a must, not a choice. Attraction is different for every man and every woman, right? People like different varieties and flavors, right? That's the way it goes. You keep moving forward until you find one that you mesh with and meshes with you as well. It is true for both men and women alike, but never view this as a level-based system where you can't achieve a certain height. This limiting belief will almost always lead to insecurity, right? Neediness, and ultimately failure. You see, guys nowadays are shamed so bad for things that are not an insecurity, right? Having moments of emotion is not an insecurity or a weakness. But if you have constant 24/7 moments like that, that's a different story, right? If you're confident within yourself and you don't let anyone faze you no matter what happens, it doesn't matter what happens. Even if you're with a woman and she thinks you're insecure and she doesn't want to be with you, you're going to be like, it's her loss, not mine, right? And that's going to make you come off more attractive to future people that surround you, right? Some people were just not meant to be with you, right? Don't let those people derail you from being you and continue the positive vibe so you can attract the right person when they come around. Develop yourself, work on your social skills, take care of your body and appearance, and the odds will fall more in your favor. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. That's beautiful. One more time. Let's read that. Develop yourself, work on your social skills, take care of your body and appearance, and the odds will fall more in your favor. Dude, I have nothing to add to that. That's beautiful. All right, let's read a few comments here before we go on the second break, and then we're going to come back and get to the last two Reddit postings that really closely align with the topic. I remember seeing a study once on Reddit that tried to tackle this concept. Now I can't find the study, so you'll have to rely on my memory, and I can't confirm how big, valid, reputable that the study was. But this is what I can remember. They asked people to rate themselves 1 to 10 personal rating, and then rate other participants 1 through 10. Each person then was assigned a public rating that was the average of the ratings they got from others. They created a social situation where people would naturally end up pairing up. What they found was that people didn't necessarily match up with others who had the same public rating, but rather a similar personal rating. People who thought they were a 7 paired up with others who had a personal rating of 6 to 8. Even if their public rating was a 4, they still would be paired up with an 8. People who got a public rating of 10 but felt like a 6 could easily end up with someone who had a personal rating of 5 and a public rating of 4. A lot of times what people don't realize is that looks are not the only thing that matters, right? I would rather be with a woman that is a 4 or a 5 on the attraction scale of 1 to 10 physically and is a 9 or a 10 with her personality and attractiveness, right? Here's the problem. This is where all you guys make a mistake. You guys get a chance to date a 9 or a 10 girl or woman on the hotness, physical attractive scale, right? But her personality is shit. It's like a 3 or a 4 personality. But you overlook that crappy personality because a hot woman is paying you attention. Those are the women that I immediately eliminate. I don't care how hot a woman is. It doesn't faze me. Beauty doesn't faze me in that way. Now, when I'm with a good woman, like the one I'm getting to know now, right? And she happens to be a good-looking woman, right? Right? Then that's a different story. But her and I connect at a far deeper level, which is what I'm trying to say, than just the physical attractiveness. But because we connect at that deeper emotional, mental, and spiritual level, it makes the physical attractiveness even that much more hotter. That's what you folks don't get. Essentially, it showed that leagues are not set by public perception, but by the individual's perception of themselves. Right, that's it. How you see yourself, how the rest of the world's going to see you. If you haven't read the book and watched the movie The Secret, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I keep this in mind when I'm dating. Now I know if someone likes me, they must hate themselves too. Come on, man. Keep it positive. So now the next person comments on that negative line that the last comment stated. Now I know if someone likes me, they must hate themselves too. And this person's like, based, so it was a setup. Always has been. Thank you for sharing this. It makes a world of sense. That's interesting. I remember seeing a video similar to that by The Cut, I think on YouTube. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just read this last one and then take a break. And then come back and get to the last 2 Reddit postings. So this person is commenting to another comment above this section of that comment. Essentially, it showed that leagues are not set by public perception, but by the individual's perception of themselves. I try to keep this in mind when I'm dating. Now I know if someone likes me, they must hate themselves too. That's crap. I think this is an interesting and valid concept that explains a lot in terms of my personal experience. All right, let's hear it. When I was a teen and in college, I had horrifically bad acne, which led to scarring. I had bad acne in high school, but I never had scars. I just started using better soap, and I started taking care of myself better, and my skin cleared up, and my skin's been clear. Even at age 47, my skin is clear. Take care of myself as best as possible. I had a perfect 10 body from doing track and boxing, 6-pack abs, 7% body fat, but my face was a 7 at best. Dude, I bet you because your body was in good shape and all that, I bet you still got a lot of attention, man. All right, give me a second here. All right. However, my girlfriends were ridiculously beautiful. That's because you were in great shape. They overlooked the acne because you're an athlete, you are in great shape, 6-pack, etc. One was a doctor who paid for her schooling via modeling. Another was a Vietnamese Thai girl who was a dime. But I always consider them lucky ones, and my confidence stemmed from my views on myself and what I brought to the table. Yeah, I can understand how acne can be an insecurity for a guy, in college. Yeah, or even in high school. I get it, but you can work through it. It sounds like you did. I always made them laugh, and I love making my girl feel good, special, and loved, and that's what matters, bro. And look, dude, if everything else regarding yourself was taken care of, you're taking care of your body, you have 6-pack, 7% body fat. That's great. That's hard to get down to, bro. It takes a lot of work and discipline to get there. You have a great personality. You dress well. You smell well. Women are going to have some understanding that, hey, acne is something people go through. It'll clear up eventually. They didn't hold it against you. See? That's cool. That's cool. But if you had other issues besides acne, then they would all add up. Number two, I'm very impulsive in a good way. So every day with me is like an adventure. You don't know what's in store. If Valentine's Day or an anniversary is coming up, you know I've got something awesome planned. I'm the same way, dude. I love that. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. You're different. You're unique. You stand out. You're not boring. You actually love to spend time with a woman that you love. Right? So many guys out there nowadays are so complacent and lazy. They just want to have a woman stay at home and veg out on the couch all night and eat chips and ice cream and get fat together and they think that that's, going to keep a healthy relationship going. No. That's not only going to make you unhealthy with your weight, that's very unhealthy emotionally and mentally too, and spiritually. I like this guy. I don't lie and I don't fuck up. Well, we all fuck up, but I get what you're saying. You put your best foot forward, bro. I believe that. If you ask me something, you get a straight answer. If I tell you I'm going to do XYZ for you, then I do XYZ for you with no excuse or bullshit. Good for you. Number 4, I'm great in bed. Well, brother, I got you on that one as well, bro. That does help, brother. That's got to be there, man. You gotta rock it in that department, man. Number 5, I respect my woman, her intelligence, and her other attributes and talents. It's all about respect. This woman that I'm hanging out with right now, seeing where it goes, she's been through a lot, like I said at the beginning of the show. She's been through so much that most guys would say, hey, there's too much damage here, right? But I actually have a lot of respect for her because she owns it and she's been working hard all her life to try to fix it. And all she's ever wanted is to come across someone that would listen to her and hear her out. Right? And the emotional bond between us is fucking amazing, which makes everything else even that much more amazing. So because of the above, I consider any woman to be lucky to have me. Not in an arrogant way. That's a good way to think deep within, and you're sharing it for example purposes. So I don't think you're arrogant, dude. This is great. A little cocky, playful, funny, which is good. That's good. But you're not arrogant, bro. But just because it is the truth, if women value the above, then they will value me. If they don't, then they won't. So my confidence stems from that. And if I said women don't want to give me, you left the word out there, or you put the wrong word in. You said, and if said woman does, I get it, I read it wrong. And if said woman doesn't want to give me the time of day, it is her loss. Amen, dude. Amen. Big, huge round of applause for that, bro. Well said. Well said. All right. Let's go back to full screen and cue up some music and take one more break before the third and final segment. We're still rolling smoothly. I guess all my changes I made are making this run smooth. This is absolutely smooth tonight. Look at that. Ooh. All right. Lewis Fuller says, I'm back in the stream. It looks like you had a couple of trolls. What is wrong with people? Well, Lewis, they felt like hanging out for a few minutes, and, we took care of it. I took care of it and moved forward, bro. I don't even talk about them anymore, bro. I would suggest you do the same thing, but that's on you, bro. Well, Lewis, are we going to do a live stream together soon? You want to do one on your channel, my channel? Let's do it, bro. And I know I was supposed to do a stream on Friday with SIF USMO, aka Dion, the SIF USMO channel. And I think I was supposed to reach out to them, and I totally forgot. Dion, if you're watching this or you're watching the replay, I'll make it up to you, bro. I had something come up, and it's this. I'll be honest, it was this woman. I had to take that chance, bro. Sometimes those things happen, but we'll make it happen soon. Lewis, yeah, let me know if you want to stream together sometime this coming week. Your sister Adelaide was here earlier. And maybe you, myself, and Adelaide can get on a three-way call and catch up sometime this week, a three-way call privately and catch up behind the scenes sometime this week. I was thinking about probably sometime next week. You let me know, bro. You know how to reach me. All right. So let's queue up. Let's queue up some royalty-free YouTube music, safe from demonetization and copyright claims and all that stuff. All right. We're going to have some fun here right now. I'm going to bring in the energy. Bring in the energy. Let's see. Where is that song? Oh, there it is. I just need one more. All right, let's bring in this show with my favorite song in the YouTube audio library again. I'm having a great time tonight. Everything is just flowing, and when everything flows, man, I feel amazing. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for about an 8-minute break or so, and when I return, we're going to go to the last two Reddit postings that more so pertain to the topic. First one is from the subreddit Advice, and it's titled, How Do I Stop Taking People for Granted? And the second one is from the subreddit Dating, and it's titled, Dating is so fucking complicated. Stop taking people for granted. Let them know what you really want. That's going to come up right after the break. So stick around. We'll be right back. Everything's running smoothly tonight. This is great. Awesome. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here we go. Yeah, feel it with me. Energy up. Energy up. Energy up. It's only 12:39 a.m. here on the West Coast. It's not that late yet, unless you're on the East Coast, right? It's 3:39 a.m. over there, right? Yeah! Yeah, all right. All right, got to settle it down now. Settle it down and get right back to business. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Ooh, man. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you want more than just these in-studio live stream simulcasts, you're going to have to come on over to YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, or just type in Coach Eli Elias Melas in the YouTube search bar. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications so you don't miss anything. And what you won't miss are mobile live streams exclusively available to YouTube, other pre-recorded videos in 4K at 60 frames per second, the highest quality video and audio. And also I have a great members only package. You may want to come on over and check that out for exclusive members only videos. I have 21 members only videos already pre-recorded, and also 2 members only live stream replays, and a lot more to come. So subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss anything. And now let's let Ethan Mixell bring us back into the third segment. Here we go. Yeah. Lewis Fuller in the YouTube chat says, yes, that would be great. Let's do it, Lewis. We got to get down to business. I'm going to start off the second half of the show. And before I get back into the topic here, and make a statement out there, and just be real honest with everybody, right? I know lately my numbers on YouTube especially have gone down, significantly down, right? I kind of talked about this before in the past. I'll say it again. I'm not unhappy about that. I'm unfazed by that. You want to know why? Because I'm not a drama channel. And I'm not the type of person like most people are when they come out on social media just looking to create drama, make it all about themselves, and try to get attention in any way, shape, or form. Like, I've grown to realize on YouTube and social media in general, 90%, at least 90% of people are being completely fake. Or they're not being fully honest with you. Or they're just seeking attention. They're stirring up the drama pot. They're using it as an outlet. They're just out here to just stir up the pot. And there isn't a whole lot of positive, uplifting content out there that can truly help people, which is what I do, right? Unfortunately, it's much more difficult to build an audience of people that truly want to be uplifted with great positive content and, content that's going to better themselves. But we're going to keep moving forward, and slowly but surely, we're going to find more of the right people like you, Lewis Fuller, and your sister Adelaide that was here earlier, and some other great people that are part of my channel. We're going to start doing more collaborations in a positive way, and you're going to see what's going to happen. You ain't seen nothing yet. So just wanted to throw that out there to you folks. I'm not concerned about the numbers. I'm not concerned. We only have 7 people watching right now. It's not a big deal. The right people will fall into place when the time is right. So let's get back to this here so I can wrap up this show a little bit and go and relax a bit and get some rest finally, because tomorrow's going to be a long day. I'm gonna end up doing a mobile live stream at some point tomorrow, and then probably another in-studio live stream later on in the afternoon or early evening. And then I'm probably going to be talking with this special lady that I've been talking to or with and hanging out with by phone tomorrow, and maybe plan our next date, right? All right. So, did I not read the topic? The topic tonight is when you stop taking things for granted, everything falls into place. One more time. When you stop taking things for granted, everything falls into place. You missed the first two parts of the show. I shared a lot about that. I'm not going to share the same thing again here, but just check out the first two parts, folks. Honestly, if you consume my content, you listen closely and you learn from my experiences and you follow the principles I teach, I promise you over the course of time, it's going to change your life. You know why? Because you're going to have more confidence within yourself, and you're not going to let things affect you or bother you anymore that used to affect you and bother you. Okay? You're not going to let other, insecure, immature, people, some of them of which are mentally and emotionally unstable, which is what I'm trying to say, that are just out here on social media or in life to project their insecurities onto you. And I teach you folks how to better identify people like that so you can withdraw from them and focus on the positive people that are going to come along on a positive journey with you and create greatness along with you. So again, the topic is when you stop taking things for granted, everything falls into place. If you take things for granted, trust me, it's going to bite you in the ass. It's bitten me in the ass many times. So don't do it, all right? All right, let's get back over to the browser screen and get to the next Reddit post. And this is pertaining very close to the topic. This is from the subreddit Advice. And it's titled by the original poster, How Do I Stop Taking People for Granted? We are at 2 hours and 7 minutes. Probably going to wrap this up at about 2.5 hours, maybe a little bit longer than that. Throughout my whole life, I've, 26 female, had this pattern of chasing after something, personal goals, work stuff, people who aren't interested in me, especially things that seem unattainable, while taking for granted the people who are already in my life. Ma'am, I've done that all my life, and I'm really trying to change that. More so lately, I've been spending more time with my mother and my brother, and I've been just focusing on the people that have already been a part of my life that I've neglected because I wanted to bring in other people into my life, such as a relationship. So I get where you're coming from. And also I've focused a lot of time on my business and my YouTube channel and all this stuff that I do. And I realized that, hey, I need to take some breaks sometimes and do some other things and change it up, right? And not take what I already have for granted like you just admitted. I appreciate that. Even when they actually make an effort to keep in touch with me, I don't really pay attention to them as I'm usually thinking about the next thing. We're all like that, man, to a certain extent. I get where you're coming from. For example, a friend might text me asking me how I'm doing, and I see the text, decide I'll answer later, and proceed to forget about it altogether because we're in a world of instant gratification and, we're all looking for the latest, greatest next thing, right? This obviously leads to people cutting me off, and only after I've lost them do I realize how much I was taking them for granted. Perfect example was 2 ex-girlfriends ago. I took her for granted completely. I thought she would never leave me. I thought I was the best thing for her, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? And while maybe that was true, just having that attitude in my head was a major contributor into us, breaking up. There was more to it, but that was primarily the thing that I own, looking back years ago when this breakup happened. been a while now. I think it's been, what, 3 years? Let's see. I've recently almost lost my lifelong friends, known them since childhood, because I was indifferent to them and too busy chasing after someone who wasn't interested in me at all. Ma'am, you were busy chasing Chad and Tyrone, right? You were a Chad chaser, and you're owning it. Now you're 26 years old. You've had all this fun, between 18 and 26, and you're like, where has chasing Chad taken you, right? Chad chaser. I really wish a woman like this would be more open and honest and say, yeah, I've been a Chad chaser, right? Yep. I was indifferent to them and too busy chasing after someone who wasn't interested in me at all. Well, they were interested in your body, man, but not you. I want to stop this harmful pattern, but don't know where to start and can't afford any therapy at the moment, though I'm planning to. Any advice? Ma'am, you don't need therapy. You're halfway there. You're owning it, and you're young, and you had to experience it to understand it, ma'am. If I was you, ma'am, I would start focusing more on, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. People that are going to respect you for who you are as a person, your intellect, okay? People that are emotionally compatible with you, that are open to are open to an emotional conversation or an emotional bond. The Chads and Tyrones want nothing emotional. But the reason why you like them is because they're so attractive, right? And they have confidence, right? Right? And the fact that they don't want you in that way makes you chase them to try to convert them that way. It's a challenge for you. Whereas the stereotypical nice guy, right, is not as much of a challenge. He's ready to give you what you want. But, even though that's what you want, if it's too easy for you to get it, right, then you don't want it. And that's the problem. That's why women chase Chad and Tyrone in their 20s. You're realizing this before you hit 30. So you're 26, man. You still have time. And this is good. Let's read a few comments here. I have a female friend. Well, there are only 3 comments here. This is going to be quick. I have a female friend like this. I just try not to take it personal and give her space. If you're a dude that's friends with this woman, maybe you're trying to be your friend thinking that that's going to get you in the door romantically, bro. That's not going to happen. Yeah, you don't take it personal and give her space. You don't feed into her. You don't validate what she's seeking validation for. You just be cool, right? I've never been the type to give up on people so easily. Neither have I. So cutting her off wasn't on my mind. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't like giving up on people either, but at some point, if the good outweighs the bad, if the bad outweighs the good, you got to move forward, because then it's going to set you back, right? I've had to remove people from my life that I didn't really want to because they were affecting me from being the real me. If that happens, you got to remove them, but I get it. It takes a long time for me to eliminate people. I'll only do it if I absolutely have to. So he says, I've never been the type to give up on people so easily, so cutting her off wasn't on my mind. My advice is to communicate exactly how you feel and try to get a better understanding of your relationship with them from their perspective. Most times, when one person leaves a friendship or any relationship, it is because they didn't feel appreciated by the other individual. That's right. You have to feel appreciated, right? And it's also respect. So if you're not feeling appreciated and or respected, there's no point, right? It's never going to work. Instead of trying to occupy your life with unnecessary new things, take a moment to enjoy the now and be aware that the saying, what goes around comes around, is a real thing, right? What goes up must come down, right? What goes around comes around. What you project, you get back. So what you put out to the universe, how you show up, is what you're going to attract, and it's what's going to come back to you. So if you want good stuff, what do you feel you have to put out to the universe? You know the answer to that. I don't have to tell you. You know it, right? What goes on comes around is a real thing. For example, those people that you chase after that show no interest only end up doing the same thing to you that you do to others. So it will just keep happening until you open your eyes to what's in front of you. Right. It's a vicious, endless cycle, right? This woman, I can tell you, was chasing Chad and Tyrone. She's a Chad chaser, right? And she's realizing that the juice just isn't worth the squeeze anymore, right? You had your fun, you learned, right? You got some attention, but it ended up not being what you wanted, right? That helped a lot. Thank you, says one person responding. And then the other one says, thank you for confirming that. You looking at the moon, the subreddit looking at the moon has provided helpful advice for you. 1 point awarded. Okay, that's some model awarding point there. All right. Let's go to the last subreddit here. Back to subreddit dating. And this is probably, I saved the best one for last. There are 27 comments here. We're going to read probably through 5 to 10 of them. And we'll be definitely going off the air in about 14 minutes. So get your questions, comments, concerns in if you're here live on YouTube, Facebook, or the live. I just checked everywhere and we're all clear. And this stream has been running flawlessly. This is beautiful. Beautiful. All right. The original poster states, dating is so fucking complicated. Stop taking people for granted. Let them know what you really want. Yeah, be honest and transparent. Like I've been with this woman. I've been very open and transparent with her. And I've been tactfully and kindly pushing her a little bit to open up to me about everything, because the less she holds back about her emotions and her past and all that stuff that she wants to work through, the better it's going to be for us in the future should it get to that point. So you dated this person. You liked her or him. You always hang out. Dinner, coffee, talk, sex, enjoy life. Yeah, sounds typical, sounds good. Yeah, what's better than that? But then you don't know where you place yourself because you both are so complicated. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's actually pretty simple, unless you overcomplicate it. You want to keep each other's company, but don't ask for any assurance or validation if they are going to stay or what. As a man, you never seek validation. For women, it's perfectly normal. This woman that I've been seeing, like, it's funny. It's like she was talking with me last night and saying, like, God, I feel like I just need to be stronger. I'm feeling so weak. And I'm thinking there, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I told her, you're a woman. No disrespect. This is normal. Your behavior is so normal. And I told her, I said, look, this whole modern world, the social stigma, women's lib, women being empowered, women being independent, you're getting sucked into that vortex, right? And you don't want to be a part of that. You just want to be a good, sweet, kind woman that's with a good man, where you can be feminine, right? This woman is practically like coming out and saying, gosh, I really want to be feminine, but I feel weak. I feel, this and that, right? I feel I'm not being strong enough. I really hope you don't think I'm strange. I'm like, no, you're not strange, man. You're actually behaving like a normal woman. And basically, you're trying to unknowingly fight off the social stigma about women's lib and women needing to be, extremely strong and powerful and tough and all this, right? When the truth of the matter is, you just want to be girly and emotional and be loved and appreciated for being feminine, right? Yeah. Let's see. So again, you want to keep each other's company, but don't ask for any assurance or validation that they are going to stay or what, because you're scared that if you ask them, that might run away. Well, as a guy, you don't ask a woman that. You just take her out. Your job as a man is to just hang out, have fun, and hook up. You take the woman on a date, you hang out, you have fun, you hook up, you go on weekend getaways. You're cool. You leave the relationship to her, and she'll bring it up to you if and when she's ready to take it to the next step. Scared of commitment, scared of another broken promise, another mistake. Right. Leave that to the woman, guys. Leave the relationship to the woman. If she likes you, you're having great sex, you have great communication, you go hiking, you do fun things, you go to nice dinners, etc. Keep doing that, and she'll come to you when she's ready. Dating is fucking complicated. Are you telling me? You want love or no? Companion. Lover or friend, friends with benefit, perhaps. You want to give your all, but you keep on hesitating. This is the most messed up dating world we've ever lived in. The last, at least, I'd say 10 to 20 years. But more so the last 5 to 10 years. It's gotten worse, right? Now, look, you can choose to do what you want. If you're into hookups, one-night stands, friends with benefits, casual encounters, whatever, or serious relationships, you do what makes you happy. I'm here to preach relationships, but regardless of what you're looking for, just be honest and upfront. Don't try to convince a woman to sleep with you that wants a relationship by pretending you want a relationship just to get a piece of ass. Because in the long run, that's going to come back to haunt you. Right? Just be open and honest. And eventually you'll get what you want. There are plenty of women out there that want what you're looking for. Just be honest about it. Right? The thing is, in the end, what we really craving is love. You left out a word. Let me say it again. The thing is, in the end, what we're really craving, which is what I'm trying to say, is love. I agree. Admit it. We're all lonely in this shitty world. Dude, we're all lonely in this shitty world. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. I could not have said that any better myself. I could not have said that any better myself. Admit it. We're all lonely. We are all lonely in this shitty world. Friends might help for a while, but we still crave for something. We need a lover. I could sit here and be the strongest man on the planet. And I could sit here and say, I don't need women to be happy. I don't need this and that, right? I am a man. I'm strong. I can do this on my own. I don't even need to be intimate or anything like that. I can just use my hand, right? And do all that, right? I'd be lying to you. I am a strong man. I'm a confident man. I'm a good dude. But there's nothing I enjoy more than the company of a sweet, loving, caring woman that I can go on romantic getaway trips with, go hiking, nice dinners, snuggling up at the end of the night, making love, sex, whatever you want to call it, right? Why is it so hard for us to come out and admit that, right? We never had this problem like 50 years ago or even 30 or 20 years ago. Nowadays, in this modern world, it's become a big problem, right? And the problem is because women have been liberated, which is not necessarily a problem because I'm all for women being liberated. But what makes it a problem is that women are being pushed to be strong. They're being pushed to believe that they don't need a man for survival, which is true. But at the same time, you're also brainwashing women to actually, or which actually affects them from wanting that. Even though they really want that, then they wonder why they're unhappy. They can't figure it out, right? They're getting confused by the social stigma, by the feminist agenda. Excuse me. All right. I had to just clear my throat for a second there. Give me a second here. Okay. We enter dating not just for sex, but to feel noticed, taken care of, loved, truly loved, to feel special. If this person started dating you, they need you as well, like you needed them. Stop taking people for granted. I could not have said it better myself. What a great posting. What a great way to end this show with this Reddit posting here. We're not done yet. We're going to go through the comment section, but yeah, this was the perfect one to end the show on. Dating is basically just a massive game of taking risks. Well, everything in life involves taking a risk, right? Dating is just another thing. We take it more seriously and it affects us more because, honestly, companionship of the opposite sex is what makes us happiest. I don't care what anybody says. It's the truth. It is all a game until someone gets hurt. Well, then don't hurt each other. While the chase is always fun, it gets less fun when one person holds a grudge. I hate the chase. It's not all about the chase. It shouldn't be about the chase at all. But yeah, because of the way women are nowadays, they have more options. It's a lot harder to get a woman. Even if you're a good guy and you do everything right. Yeah, I don't like the chase. I don't like chasing, but hey, you kind of have to put yourself, well, you have to absolutely put yourself out there if you want a chance to connect with someone like I have recently. Yep, gives me the bubble. Gives me the bubble, guts just thinking about it. Okay, the worrying part is that said risk can have very big impacts if you're not careful. Sure. You take a chance, you might fail. More often than not, you're going to fail. But you're never going to succeed unless you take those risks that are going to create some failures along the way. That's why I quit dating, LOL. Well, that's not a good way to look at it. You'll be back. I feel like dating just got harder for my current generation as a 19-year-old college student. You're telling me you're right, dude, because of everything I've been mentioning this whole show and in my past shows. Too many games, whether it is texting or like playing with people's emotions. People don't know what they want because online dating gives the illusion that you have a lot to pick. So why settle for one person when you can just Amazon shop multiple people's side? You're right. Listen, both men and women have unlimited options nowadays. The reason why it seems heavily skewed in the woman's favor is because, number one, women are independent. They don't need a man for survival, even if they want a man, right? And number two, you have these thirsty beta males that, suck up to a woman, they kiss a woman's ass, they put women on a pedestal. They make it so easy for women. The beta males are giving women unlimited options. So even when they come across a guy like me, that is a good dude, confident, strong, decent looking, fun guy, has his stuff together, yeah, it's really hard for them to even settle for a guy like me. But the right woman, when she comes around, maybe it's this one I've been hanging out with now, will make all the world a difference. In the meantime, yeah, it's not easy. Maybe it's just me trying to be old school and stuff. Well, you're 19. You're probably raised by two traditional parents. So, hey, good for you, man. This might be a woman, actually. Emma Lee Me. Oh, this is a woman saying that. Okay. Yeah, it's a female avatar. That looks like a woman. Okay, sorry about that. You're definitely not alone. Just have to take more risks nowadays. I agree. No risk, no reward. But people are afraid to take the risk because they don't want to get hurt. Then they say, "Oh, I'm lonely and single." Well, Eli, I just don't want to get hurt, Eli. But I'm lonely and single. So what do? You take risks. Well, if I take risks and it fails, I'll be lonely. Well, if you take no risks, you'll be lonely regardless. So think about it. Take the risks. Don't let the ones that don't work out bother you, and keep moving forward. And eventually you'll find the one, but you gotta keep taking the risks to get there, right? So true. Dating apps have pretty much ruined chances of finding true love. It's not impossible, but it's more difficult nowadays. Dating is difficult online and offline. You just have to push and persevere through it. Those apps are all based off your looks mostly, and since they have options, they are quick to dispose of you. Right. I just did the same thing in different words. Nothing to add to that. I am a 33 male. I say this with a confident level of certainty that none of us have a fucking clue what we're doing. No, I know exactly what I'm doing, but for most people, I would agree with you, especially people your age. The millennials, Gen Yers, and the Gen Zers, the post-millennials, I generation, you're the ones that are having the problems because you were raised differently in this modern world. You were not raised traditionally like I was and my brother was, right? So we're seeing a paradigm shift of what's happening here, and I hope eventually it just pans itself out. It may not happen in my lifetime, but at some point, if it doesn't change and become a little more traditional like it used to be, it's only going to get worse. Oh, we know. Speak for yourself. Totally agree with you. Okay. I'm 27 male, and I had a clue what I was doing. I wanted kids and family and money and a beautiful partner. Got some of it. I want some more, which I'm still working toward and been working toward for the past 7 to 10 years. Just because you have no clue what you are doing and mostly meeting people who don't either, I'm just correcting his grammar, does not mean everyone is clueless. I agree with you. But the majority of people your age, you're 27, the majority of people under 40 nowadays don't have a clue because they were raised in a different environment. We are at 2 hours and 31 minutes. I'm going to read this last one here, and then I'm going to go off the air. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in right now. Run off the air in about 5 minutes. Nothing happening on Facebook or D Live, and this show has been running flawlessly. Just amazing. Very happy today. It's been a great last couple of days. All right. I'm a 33-year-old, very successful guy in the standard of our society. I own 2 homes, 3 vehicles, and still get shocked when I see my 401k. Good. I'm divorced of 2 years, no kids, and got back into dating about a month ago after traveling quite a bit for work and leisure. Good for you, man. You're focused on your purpose. I like that. Online dating has been surprisingly successful for me. You're probably a good-looking guy and you have your shit together. It's going to be, listen, I got my shit together and I'm a decent-looking guy for my age, humbly speaking, right? So I do get attention from women. But they're dealing with so many other guys, right? So I don't always get the date. Sometimes I do, and even if I get the date, sometimes it doesn't work out. But in the end, eventually it will. But yeah, it sounds like you've taken care of yourself, bro. Good looking guy, make good money, you're probably pretty cool too. So he says, online dating has been surprisingly successful for me. It was, in fact, a bit overwhelming. I've been seeing an amazing girl, and we have chemistry that is palpable. What does that word mean? My vocabulary is typically pretty good. Let's look that up. I'm not going to put it on the screen, though.
Palpable.
Thank you, Google. Let's say it again.
Palpable.
Of a feeling or atmosphere so intense as to seem almost tangible, able to be touched or felt. Okay? So you have amazing chemistry with this woman. Dude, your vocabulary makes me kind of think you're a little bit on the nerdy side or the introverted side. I could be wrong, though. Maybe you're just a very smart jock type of guy. I consider myself to be a hybrid of a nerdy type of jock or something, but I'm not an overly nerdy type of guy. I'm a smart guy. No disrespect. I'm not going to disrespect myself. I'm not trying to say I'm all that. But I think I'm a good hybrid of fun guy, playful guy, confident guy, very sporty guy, but the brains of the nerds. They're the brains of the nerd and look at the jock, right? I can write all this down and look at it and wonder, and yet still everyone is so drastically different that we can't possibly know the right things to say, do or feel in all moments. You just be you. Go with the flow. And don't try to, script, your way through a date or something like that, because it's going to come off as disingenuous. And women are very intuitive and instinctual, and they'll pick things up just like that. The slightest variation that's off for a woman, it's game over. Humility is key in that aspect. Doesn't mean I'm clueless. The moment I feel like I have it figured out is when reality hits me upside the head. It is impossible to have it figured out, to overcome all insecurities, to not second and third guess decisions, to wonder what if, and a million other things. It's evolving with new trials and tribulations. Trials, tribulations, and setbacks daily. That is my sentiment, honestly. I promise you do not have it figured out. Dude, it kind of sounds like you have it figured out. Now, maybe you're saying that the other person doesn't have it figured out because you do. And it sounds like you do, and maybe you realize it, and you're probably right. But you're probably older than most people in this forum. Most of them are probably in their 20s or late teens, right? You've got a lot more experience. You're 33 years old. And for a millennial, you actually sound like you have a pretty good head on your shoulders. You're level-headed, and you just sound like a humble, decent, down-to-earth guy. Perfect. Well, life is always uncertain. Let's just enjoy it. I agree. All right. We're going to wrap this up. We are at 2 hours and 36 minutes. Let's go back over to full screen. It's been a great show. Everything's flowed very smoothly. I think I've got my, I want to just check one thing here real quick. Let's check one thing here real quick. I want to check my performance on the back end. Yeah, this is running great. Wow. This is just running amazing. Yep, I figured out the issue. I'm not saying that I won't have any live streaming issues in the future, but at least on my end, I've got my laptop optimized to the max. Hey, Donnie, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? About to go off the air, dude. Let's touch base soon, bro. If you're around to talk at some point tomorrow or Monday, let me know, dude. Let's touch base. But thank you for stopping by, dude. I'm about to go off the air. I took the last 2.5 days off or so. I was hanging out with some good woman I'm starting to hang out with, and we're going to see where it goes. But thank you for stopping by, Donnie. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here earlier. Thank you to your sister Adelaide for being here earlier. Donnie says, not bad, just having a smoke break at work. All right, dude, that's cool, man. You're having a smoke break at work, and you decided to tune in and watch me live, bro. I'm glad you're here, man, bro. You're working on a weekend, huh? I'm sorry about that. I guess I'm working too, technically, dude, so I shouldn't talk. But anyway, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. Tomorrow, I will be more than likely doing 2 streams, at least one. I'll be doing a mobile stream. I haven't done one in a while. That'll probably happen in the late morning or early afternoon, probably around 12 or 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll more than likely do another live stream from the studio later on in the evening. Sunday nights are a pretty good time to stream. Lots of people are home, and I want to reach as many people as possible. So with that being said, have yourselves a great night or great morning. I'll see you all later today. Take care. Bye. Bye.